Hello, and welcome back to my small part of the universe. My name is Hailstone. Today we will be taking a little bit more than a hop, skip, and a jump to a more fantastical setting, the land of Enderal. Now, for those who don't know, Enderal is a total conversion mod for Skyrim, and one I discovered last year and I've been having a lot of fun with. So today I decided to share a small portion of that lore with y'all. So please, sit back, relax, and let us begin. Do you know the Aged Man, of whom no one knows from whence he came? The Aged Man is truly a mysterious figure within our world of Ven. To many, he is either a myth or some form of boogeyman, though regardless of him being either, the fact is he's a very real and very powerful entity. So much so that the supposed creator gods of Ven, the Lightborn, forbade their own military forces, the Holy Order, from interfering in any of his activities or any business related to the Aged Man. For now, we shall refer to the Aged Man from his assumed name during his residency in Enderal, Master Gagus, or simply just Gagus. Nearing the end of the current era, Gagus could be found in his imposing manor on the western cliffs. Accounts from the Holy Order detail him as a collector of the esoteric, having a wide menagerie of artifacts spanning eons of different eras, some even far more ancient than those who came before us, the Pyreans. In addition to being a collector of the esoteric, Gagus is also a master of several powerful schools of magic, as there are several accounts detailing the master of the manor often when he has either become displeased with his current guests or feel their business has concluded, he will simply, with a snap of his fingers, teleport truly the entirety of his estate out from under them, and he himself will simply disappear like he was never there. Though I can only assume this is merely to establish himself elsewhere for a time, though I cannot understate the amount of mana and talent it would take for someone to quickly move a building and not take specific occupants within it. Though with recent written records by members of the Holy Order, Gagus's age appears to bring clarity to both his experience and abilities, as by testimony of the Aged Man himself, he is far older than the Pyreans, and has watched the world rise and collapse over countless eras. If this is true, it's no wonder that the Lightborn perhaps feared the Aged Man, as despite being incredibly powerful mages, one could only begin to wonder what someone as old and experienced as Gagus could do if perturbed to do more than simply just teleport a house out of annoyance. Regardless of his abilities, Gagus is a jaded fellow, noted as being rather disinterested. When speaking, his words portray a tiredness and malaise that perhaps only one as old as he would understand. And when pushed on the notion of his age, Gagus simply brushed it off, claiming that being timeless, being immortal is a rather simple, unimpressive act. Aside from his personality, Gagus is also something of an artist, having a vast collection of wooden puppets and mannequins set up in different arrangements, both outside his manor, standing at attention lining the path to the front door, and inside on display as art pieces boasting haunting titles such as Harvest or They Will Burn. Despite being referred to as puppets, these wooden figures haven't been observed in moving in any fashion, though I wouldn't doubt Gagus being able to use extensive Sinistrope magic to make them do whatever he needed, if not just outright being able to infuse them with life. Though this doesn't seem to be the figure's purpose, as conversations inside the manor before it disappeared revealed a interesting statement from Gagus, who at the time was playing the part of a simple servant. Well, we all have demons inside of us. Wouldn't you agree to that, my solar Dalveric? Memories, truths about ourselves that we have locked away somewhere in our minds because we don't want to confront them. True art surpasses all of these barriers and reminds us who we truly are. From the titles of his art pieces, I would ponder that the puppets are reminders, ones that Gagus does not wish to forget. he himself in specific, and are kept littered around him to regularly haunt him, to constantly remind him of his own past mistakes. In addition to his artwork, Gages is also a master of the piano and has collected a massive score of ancient music. And reportedly, he played the entire night the Holy Order was there, a rather dour tone, one that stirred up past mistakes and losses. With this knowledge passed on to me, at first I thought Gages to be one of the fleshless, someone who is resurrected by these high ones to play their endless game, like that of our prophet. But hearing his cryptic words and descriptions of his art pieces, I would figure he is one of the chess pieces that goes with the cycle, though the one in particular is the one who plays the part of the gods, or immortal rulers of the concurrent humanity. For us, it was the immortal mages known as the Lightborn. For the Pyreans, it was those of the Sun Priests. I do believe Gages is one of these immortal rulers from long ago, though from what era I could not say. My reasoning for this assumption is another record from the Holy Order. You're right, I do have many answers, and there is much I do know. Yet, if there is one thing time and experience has taught me, it is that trying to give people insight and answers to the future is absolutely worthless. It is something that they have to learn themselves through harsh trial and tribulation. Long ago, I would have given someone like you all the answers they would have wanted, but time and again this has failed, and it has repeatedly played out time and again. Continuing this conversation is worthless. You have what you came for. The summation of the aged man. Like I said before, I believe Gages to be one of the old rulers of humanity that failed to save his followers and the countless civilizations that followed, despite his best efforts, offering those who ruled each cycle the information and tools they would need to win. Yet, no matter how often he did this, each iteration of humanity would succumb to the cleansing like so many before them. And over a span of time, this old god became jaded, completely hopeless that things would change at all, no matter how earnest his efforts. Eventually, he placidly found his own place in the cycle, and merely retired himself to observing and collecting artifacts from each cycle of mankind, cataloging their knowledge, art, and music for his own collection, as there was nothing else he could do. He could at least save these small portions of humanity's cultures before their ineffable end. And despite his brazen attitude towards the usurping of the cycle, without Gages leaving the word of the dead behind for the prophet, perhaps we wouldn't be here, and that tool became necessary in our current bid for survival, one that we owe to both the prophet and the aged man. Hopefully he can find his place in this new world, one that is without the influence of the High Ones, and one where he can find new precious people to protect, and ones that can break the jaded immortal out of his stupor, and perhaps bring joy to such an ancient being once again. Thank you for watching another one of my videos. I once again apologize due to the lack of a new background. I was making one earlier in this week, but due to a very inconvenient power surge, I lost all the progress I was making on it. Anyway, I hope no one really minded this small breakaway from Bear Trauma yet again. I am going to be coming up with a new alternating schedule soon, and I will share it on my Discord as soon as it becomes available. Now please, have an absolutely great and fantastic weekend.